So yeah, I'm Seth Hillinger, organizer of the New York Music Tech Meetup, and I don't know what number we're at here, but the last one was at Spotify. Who was there? A few of you? Yeah, hands? Okay, nice. Thanks for coming back. That was a pretty awesome one. I think the crowd was kind of rowdy in a good way, and I support that. So challenge the people demoing tonight. They are here to learn from you. And ask the tough questions, but make it constructive, and let's have fun with it. All right.
Yay.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
That was quick. You want me to do that? USA. Yeah. So first off, we have Greg Housset from the Powwow. Is it Powwow or the Powwow?
It's Powwow.
Okay, Powwow. And I'm just going to hand the mic over and let him go for it.
Cool. Well, super excited to be here. It's an awesome lineup, and Nick and I are kind of the two behind Powwow, and it's still a new product, so we are definitely looking to hear your thoughts. Obviously, have a little bit of mercy. I know Seth said to challenge us, but no. So this should be great. And I think before I jump into the demo, it'd be great to give you just a little bit of background about what Powwow is. It's a mobile application for iOS that lets you DJ with your friends in the moment. And so basically you can, next time you're at a party, on a road trip, or just kicking it with your friends at your home, everyone can add the songs that they want to hear from their own devices onto one organized playlist. I know TouchTunes is another presenter, and they kind of touch on a similar idea, but more in the commercial space, and we're really focusing on those private moments. What attracted us to that was the meaning behind adding a song when you're with your close friends, whether it be for social currency, because you think your friends will like the song, or for nostalgia, if you have some sort of past shared memory. So that's really what kind of led to Powwow being built. So for expediency, I'm not going to do the login flow, but pretty much one thing to know is that you need Facebook. We definitely want to add a native registration and login in the future, but for now, you have to use your Facebook profile. So that's how we get your image, your name, and your email. So once you log in, you land on this page, which is the Powwows page. And a Powwow is the actual collaborative playlist that you build with your friends. And so you see current Powwow, there is none, so it's it prompts you to create one. Nearby Powwows are the ones that are going on right now, and this is like if you're going to your friend's house and you want to join, it will easily be accessible right there. Past Powwows shows you the ones you've been a part of, so you can easily reference songs that were added and by whom at a certain event. So I think the best way to get a feel for it is just by creating a Powwow, so I'm going to do that. Just one thing to backtrack, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this, but for licensing reasons, since we're really testing out this concept, we're using the Spotify API. And to actually stream the music, one person is going to need a premium Spotify account, but then everyone else can join a Powwow and add songs. So it's a little barrier, but which we're going to work to try to resolve. But for the time being, at least one person in your group is going to need that premium Spotify account. So you have a pre-populated name, which you can change. I'll just put there we go. And then the password, again, it's focused on private moments. So this is to keep it private and protected so no one can kind of hop in and sabotage the Powwow with a ton of songs you don't want to hear. Once you do that, you choose a base playlist, and this is super important. It really sets the tone for the Powwow. And the app is really all about letting people add songs. It's a privilege and not an obligation. So we don't want people huddled over their phones trying to add songs constantly so that the music doesn't run out. The base playlist will be there as a safety net if the songs play through or if songs haven't been added, so the party can keep going and it's like no stress. So I'm going to choose a playlist here, and this is populated by the user's Spotify playlists. So I'm going to choose that right there. And the last step is, do you want to invite some friends? You don't need to do it immediately, but I'll just show you this for an example. What's going on here? Sorry, this is an iPad, which I don't usually use. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. So this pre-populates a text, and what's really kind of important about this is the unique URL there. So once you choose all your recipients and you blast it out, they will click on that link. If they have the app, it will bring them directly to the actual powwow, so they can immediately start, adding songs and kind of getting involved. And if they don't, they'll be prompted to download. So I'm just going to cancel that out. And then if you would have hit send, you would have been brought right here. So now you're on the player screen, and this really will play like any playlist. So I'm gonna, hopefully the volume isn't too loud. Oh, wow, that's really loud, sorry. So, thank you, Seth. And so this is gonna play like any playlist. You really just see the now playing song and the songs that are queued up below it. And that's the, thanks, man. That's the base playlist that you selected. As users kind of join and add songs, you're gonna see, I think Nick's gonna add a song in a second, you're gonna see it's gonna come in as the next song to be played. So we're really trying to prioritize the songs that users add. I don't know if he's adding it, there we go. So you see how that comes in right after the song that's currently being played, and just to show you how that will actually work, well first, sorry, if this were to play through, I'm just going to manually doing it by skipping it, but it goes then to the song that your friend added, and if those run through, then it reintegrates right back into the base playlist. So that's how it kind of keeps going, and people can participate, yet there's not too much of a burden on being active all the time. I'll show you how to add a song real quick. So you click the plus menu, and you click Add Song. And you have the option to add a song by searching the Spotify catalog, by referencing one of your Spotify playlists, and also an option that was kind of just thrown in there, but popular on Spotify. I will show you how the search goes. So I've been kind of feeling this song recently. And so you can sort by tracks, albums, and artists. But I will just do this, back to tracks, soul and dance. And so now you see again, it was added. I'm using actually Nick's profile, so it's almost doubled up, but that would be your profile picture and the song you just added. And as more participants add songs, it just kind of files up in chronological order. So that's the main functionality. It's really about creating these moments with your friends in real time, really tailoring playlists based on who you're with and where you are. One last feature I'd like to show, actually two more real quick, is if you like this song, I know a lot of times I would always talk to my friends and be like, I love this track, but they would, it would always be hard to remember what it actually was, or they didn't tell me. They were really good friends, obviously. So if you swipe this menu right here, you can star the song, and this will save it to not only your profile on Powwow, but it'll sync it automatically to your Spotify account. So that's kind of more like friend-to-friend discovery, and that's something I really like.
Cool, I don't want to cut you off, but
okay.
I do want to keep the time.
Okay,
sorry.
Totally.
Okay.
So I'll leave it at that.
Okay, awesome.
Should I step up there?
Yeah, so grab the mic, let's do questions.
Totally.
Okay, thanks. All right, so yeah. Questions for Greg.
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm just curious how, so you have the kind of, your start tracks from Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're phasing that out or whatnot when people do your music thing. How you guys?
So yeah, they're definitely transitioning more towards the same music.
Yeah.
And that's something that we want to add in as well. I mean, they said they're going to continue on favoriting, but it just kind of seems like they're phasing it out. So that's definitely something that we want to add in. Yeah.
Sandwiches are ridiculous. So good.
I haven't had one yet.
I have a question. Is there a feature that would allow Nick, as the instigator of the playlist, to play God and also Nick's a choice or
Right.
rearrange the view or anything?
So this is really kind of the 1.0 version, so it's really democratic in that like the songs that are added in the queue are just organized by you know when it was actually added. But Nick can skip the tracks. I guess you're with a close-knit group of friends, so it's all about encouraging that collaboration, because if Nick starts skipping tracks, then people aren't going to really want to hear what Nick has to play either. But I definitely think adding voting capabilities in the future, maybe more moderation from the host, being able to control how many songs a person can put in a row, if songs can be repeated, things like that. So there's definitely room for kind of growing out the controls, but right now it's very open. So that's why it's really good for these informal settings where you're kind of accountable to your friends, if that makes sense. What's up?
You may have answered it, but like, what are your thoughts around transitioning in terms of style? So like playing really fast songs and it comes up with something that's different.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. So the gentleman was asking if you know, thoughts on, you know, a certain genre that was very fast, then being followed up by a song that was slower, and I think that's a great question. You know, I think the curation actually is dictated by the people you're with and the content that's actually being shared. So, you know, if we're at the beach playing like a really kind of chilled out powwow, you know, is throwing dubstep on appropriate? I mean, I guess that depends on the crew, but I think it's all about feeding off of each other. What I've noticed is people hear a song that their friend has added, and then they immediately kind of add another track that's in a similar genre or a nice evolution to that. Yes.
So, all the music directly pulls into Spotify. Would you consider other sources of music?
Yeah, totally. So again, this is kind of just like a validation of an idea, but you know, Spotify was the first one for us, but Rdio, Deezer for kind of more European markets. The first one for us though is SoundCloud, because it brings in, you know, Rdio, Deezer, they're kind of all alternatives to the same catalog as Spotify. So SoundCloud for us brings in that like super active user base and all that cool like, you know, content that they have. So that would be the next one, and then try to phase in the other ones. What's that?
You said maybe touch tunes.
Yeah. What's up?
So from a UX standpoint, if I click the link in the phone that I get in this message,
Yeah.
I don't have to enter passwords
You
because
don't.
it's a direct link.
You got
But
it.
if I choose to join, I have to.
Nailed it. So yeah, the idea is trying to do some of the heavy lifting, because it does require a bit more energy, like mobilizing all your friends to join this experience. So if you text someone out, if they click it, it goes right there.
And does the person creating the power, he's the one that has to have a premium account?
Yeah.
Because he's the first one, otherwise.
Exactly.
it will
So
work.
to create is the first, like that first barrier, you're going to be prompted to sign into Spotify.
Last question. The streaming of this into a PA or the radio or the car goes from whatever device you choose, so one device can play, because obviously we're all on our phones.
Exactly.
One of them has to be connected to the radio,
got it.
right? So
You can either like hardwire it in with an auxiliary, or you can do AirPlay if you're at home and that's set up.
and you choose which one, just click play on whatever phone and pick it up.
So the host is default to streaming. As you join as a participant, you are not streaming because you don't want 15 phones playing the same
exactly.
thing. So the question? or-
Yeah, can you just explain the other icons besides the star?
Yeah, so it's unfortunate that this menu was left up, because I actually want to get rid of this hidden menu. These were actually, so the other one is to check other tracks on that same album. If you're trying to add another song in that, oh, thank you, man. So yeah, but well, actually, now that I'm talking about it, and then the other one is the artist page. So like for instance, what was that track? It was Milky Chance. So if you click there, it's gonna load the Milky Chance artist page. But and also to share that song. But honestly, we've noticed that this hidden menu has just kind of confused people, and starring is really the main thing that we're focusing on. So we're just gonna get rid of it. And it's a customization that's just getting too tricky with the OS is changing all the time. So
So if people star on the menu, and then it shows up, is that a cumulative stars for everyone? And
exactly.
Okay.
It was kind of like a poor man's gamification. We're gonna try to build that out. You good?
We're good.
Cool. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, so